So residents in KwaZulu-Natal have been warned to brace themselves for a cold weekend ahead. A cold front is expected to hit the province with snowfall and hail expected around the Drakensberg Mountains. Our reporter Mawande Keswa is searching for it. Let's cross to him now. Mawande, a good morning to you. I hope you are warm out there. Explain what you're seeing.
Yes, sure.
Can you hear me, Mawande?
I can hear you now.
Yes, okay, great. Tell me what you're seeing out there. How's the weather? How's it feeling?
The weather in Durban at this point in time is quite chilly, but what I can tell you is when you head to the Drakensberg area, Underberg area, those areas at this point in time, the weather conditions have really fulfilled the predictions that were given to us by the South African Weather Services, and that is with regards to snowfall. I am of the understanding that the snowfall did arrive late last night into the morning, and it is expected to last throughout the day into Saturday. Now, there will be quite a number of disruptions as a result of the weather conditions, particularly if the weather conditions do continue to deteriorate. There may be a risk of losing crops as well as livestock. There's also going to be an inaccessibility to specific communities along the N3 as well as certain areas within the Drakensberg area. We also do understand that the eastern parts of the Free State are also said to be affected by the snowfall. Now, there have been some warnings that have been sent out by the N3 toll concessions. Some of those include that people who are traveling should delay their travels if it is possible, as well as being aware of the road conditions, that it will not be easy for vehicles to move on the road, which may pose quite a bit of risk, which also may lead to certain portions or parts of the N3 being closed for the sake of ensuring that people are safe. So we will be keeping an eye on that, and also just keeping in touch with authorities with regards to what to do should you find yourself stranded. I also do understand that disaster management teams have been alerted to keep a keen eye on what is happening in the province.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk about that disaster management, of course, and if at this point we know which vulnerable communities at this point really need to be watched very closely?
There isn't a specific community per se. It is those communities that are in and around the Drakensberg area. We also do understand that several communities as well in the Free State, the N3, parts of the N3 around Van Rienen's Pass, will be affected as well, and communities that are in and around that area may find themselves vulnerable to the inclement weather conditions, particularly relating to snowfall. We also have issues of high winds, which will also pose a risk, particularly once it starts getting dark. That wind will cause decreased visibility for motorists, and coupled with the snowfall, which will make for quite a treacherous situation around being on the road at those times. Yeah. So there are quite a number of communities, and not necessarily one particular community that stands to be at risk. Those communities that are in and around the Drakensberg area have really been asked to throw caution to the wind, and those who will be using generators and other forms of power to try and keep warm have also been urged really to do so with caution and care. And this was a message from the MEC for Kokta in the province, Sipho Hlomuga.
Yeah, one would only hope that some of the more vulnerable communities are kept safe and warm over the weekend. And the extreme weather always comes with a double-edged sword, right, where you've got the concern over some of the homeless and the poor, but then, of course, some of those beautiful images that we're looking forward to from the weekend. Mawande, thank you so much for that update. That's Mawande Keswa speaking to us there in KwaZulu-Natal.